Whenever you are, baby.
What's up, dude?
Oh, hello. Long time no see.
What's up, Corey?
Hi, Michael. Welcome.
Kuhlman, I think, is the branding name, which is my last name.
Oh, I don't care about the branding name. I was greeting you.
Oh,
I don't care about your brand.
We've said you were like the only person I've seen in the past 3 days with this COVID lockdown.
3 days. Make it. Oh.
I saw Jolie came over yesterday, but
that's a lie.
Yeah, it's weird. It's a weird vibe out there.
Real quiet. Eerie.
Real quiet. Real eerie.
It's like the lungs of a smoker when they take a week break. Oh, fresh. No tar in my lungs today. But anyway, we're here to talk about some sort of movie or something. We do some sort of show.
One of the greatest series of modern day cinema.
Kuhlman and Corey podcast?
Nope. Although that one yet to be discovered. John Wick 3. We watched the third one.
Parabellum.
If you haven't seen it.
Is that right?
It doesn't.
Parabellum.
This is one of those episodes where don't worry about spoilers. We're not going to go straight into detail too much. Because it's a movie that if you knew the entire plot, you still go see and think it's awesome because it's about the choreography and the action and the mood of the story, the lighting,
how raw it is,
stunt work. Yeah, it's just phenomenal.
All the training he had to do it.
Yeah,
the world, like you said, one of your favorite parts is like the world that he lives in. Like obviously you know about it in 1 and 2, you get introduced to it, but 3 you get really into the politics kind of it.
Sure,
which is fun. I
think a lot of times in action movies, like if you see the world that the characters exist in, things get a little silly or things get a little ridiculous. But John Wick, I like everything they've added to it. Sometimes
since the first one.
Yes, the first one they didn't really mention like the Brotherhood or the High Table, and in the second movie they really developed that stuff. And then the
first
third
one is all about the dog and the car.
Yeah.
Which makes you think that like John Wick is a very materialistic type of person.
Okay.
But
you got that impression from the first movie that John Wick is a material.
Yeah, he cares about a dog and a car.
I would say those are the only two things he cares about. So he's not materialistic. Or in the same way that...
Sure. I think he had too much attachment. Learn to let go, bro.
Okay, so yeah, our character had too much of attachment to the things, and that caused him to, overreact and kill people in the first movie?
Yeah, but he was also sad, too, because his wife died or killed or was killed. I don't remember. We should have watched John Wick 1 and 2 leading up.
No.
Give a little bit refresher on the background story.
No, not at all. Because the reason, maybe you're right for making a show to bring value to audiences, but
are you getting value?
No, I want people to be entertained. It's
are you not entertained?
I think John Wick 3 on its own is worth watching, just for the fact it's an awesome action movie.
Standalone, even if it did end 1 and 2. Yep.
You don't have to watch the first two. You don't have to understand the story, although the story is interesting.
Badass character, hot chicks, guns blazing, a couple of well-trained dogs. I'm sure you gentlemen are into that type of thing. Maybe some of you ladies. Well-trained dog.
Who's this?
All you cougars out there, you want that really well-trained young pup. This movie's got it for you. This little check mark that's going up every time Corey derails the conversation. I'm so sorry. Back to the topic. Go ahead.
It's a neo-noir film.
What do you mean by that?
It's a style of movie, neo-noir. So there was noir movies in the 40s and 50s.
Have we reviewed a noir movie so far?
I think so.
Hundreds of movies I've seen. Which ones have I?
I mean, we've seen tons of them.
Yeah, that's what we like.
Blade Runner is a noir.
Yeah. Do you think everyone understands what a noir is?
It's just it's a feeling. It's a style of movie.
Okay.
It's means black in French, and darker pulp. I guess Pulp Fiction, but Pulp Fiction, the movie, was based on those dime novels that were made of like processed or
Hemp.
No, it wasn't hemp. It's not a Joe Rogan podcast. Repossessed or like recycled newspaper pulp, and so they were really cheap novels, and they were like detective
Like
thrillers.
toilet paper. That's how they make toilet paper, with recycled paper pulp.
Yeah, that's where Pulp Fiction comes from.
That's why they're 10 cents. I pay
Yeah.
10 cents per square on my toilet paper these days. Corona.
Corona.
Be really expensive.
Yeah, dude, everyone bought up all this toilet paper. I was kind of like worrying, and as it turns out, the amount of toilet paper you and me use is like probably less than an average household. Like, we are fine with our one roll. But,
One roll. One.
Oh, we got
one package.
Yeah, one package, one set of rolls.
You got one roll for the whole Corona. Come at me.
I stopped wiping a week ago.
I had this conversation before with someone who was like, what do you do if you run out of toilet paper? I was
There's
like,
workarounds.
I won't go into what bunch of ass talk.
Yeah, go shit to shower.
Shit to shower. That's exactly right.
Yeah,
How do you do it when you don't have running water?
like in other countries.
Yeah, like Italy shut down. If their water goes out, no toilet paper. Everyone dies of dysentery too.
I don't think the water's gonna shut down.
Well, what if? Humor me.
What if we got down to that road?
What would you do? What WWMD?
We wouldn't be able to drink water, right? Because drinking is the most important thing. I'm not
Right.
worrying about like having.
Well,
no
that's what I'm
toilet
saying.
paper.
You got past the fact that you could drink. Do you use that drinking water to clean your dirty feces?
To wipe? No, I wouldn't. I would only use clean water to drink and see how long that lasts. I would do a lot of like looking outside and seeing what other people are doing.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I would probably follow the crowd. If we get
Mob
violent, we get
mentality,
violent.
huh? Ah, you got toilet paper? Give it. I'll trade you this show I made about a couple months ago that no one can watch it anymore.
I got 7 views on a video about Constantine or whatever.
You get paid once this gets over. Once this pandemic
I'll
is
sell you
over.
the rights to this show.
Shit.
You can own my name and everything.
2 rolls, dude. 2 rolls.
What would you do?
Oh, I have no idea.
You have no idea?
No.
All right.
Newspaper?
Oh, we're back to wiping. I thought because once you have no running water, wiping is not a concern. I will figure that. I got T-shirts I don't even like. We'll be all right.
One white first shirt. Oh, that one's gone. Oh, we're still not good. Another shirt's gone.
Yeah.
Oh, streaky.
Should I go back to Noir now? Okay. So then they started to make movies. So they have those Pulp Fiction novels. And so noir movies always are like lots of shading, black and white, a lot of contrast.
A lot of dark areas on the TV that don't even have like details filled in. It's just, we have to give you this letterbox form, but noir will always kind of give you a lot of like dark areas that don't even have detail at all, kind of. Like it might just be a black screen with like a face contrast that's not even fully fleshed out. You know, it's just the shape of a face. That's very iconic, I'd say.
Yeah.
Like Max Payne and
Sure. Sin City.
Sin City.
It's one of my
Sin City
favorite-
is probably one of the biggest ones that comes to mind for people, probably, if you hear noir. Like, Sin City would probably be the best example of it
Yeah.
in film.
Looper. That movie was a neo-noir film.
I need to watch that one. Maybe in the next episode we'll do that.
Looper is such a... Rian Johnson. We watched one of his movies recently. What was it?
Ad Astra?
Yeah. No.
Let's go through our extensive history of movies we reviewed real quick. This is a real long list. How will we find out?
He did The Last Jedi.
Oh, then that would be the last movie we did on him. Unless we did another
We
one.
didn't watch The Last Jedi and talk about it.
Oh, so we did talk about a movie that he did?
Yeah, what was one of the last few movies we talked about?
Ad Astra... Knives Out?
I think it was Knives Out. I do think so.
That would make sense. It's kind of along the Wait, what was the original movie we were talking about?
Looper.
Looper. Okay.
Yeah, he did Looper. Looper's a
But
really
seriously, I think viewers can watch out for an episode soon on that movie.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm knocking that up the list.
All right.
Of movies we gotta watch.
Yeah, I love that movie.
We got all this fucking time to do nothing with. What else are we gonna do but watch movies and make podcasts?
Yeah.
We don't have to record for probably what? We recorded like 50 episodes just during the corona, just because we have so much time on our hands.
We got them in the backlog.
Yeah. So have no fear, guys. Continual content.
You got to subscribe so that you know when the next one comes out.
Donate to our Patreon. We'll give you your bloopers. We'll give you the Corona Kuhlman Montoya household experience. We'll come up with a clever acronym for that.
Those are good times filming all those. Working really hard on it.
This is our final.
But like JGL, Joseph Gordon-Levitt,
Mhm.
he's in.
One of my favorite actors.
Yeah, he's in a lot of these types of movies where he plays like the detective or kind of solo guy who solving a crime mystery or
Smart guy.
yeah
Very attentive to detail most of the time. I just feel like he's that
Sure.
type of person too.
yeah.
I watched him open some of his old Magic cards on a
Oh really?
YouTube video.
That's cool.
A while back. It's probably been a while, but he had like alpha beta cards.
Wow.
So it was kind of like, this guy's like,
He's in it.
yeah. I mean, he didn't recognize what they were, but the fact that he played in the past,
Yeah, he's like a
gained him
normal
some-
person. Yeah.
knocked him some points up in my ranking too.
Dude, Keanu Reeves is a lot like that with various things.
Oh yeah. Dude, I love watching him like practice for the John Wick movies with
Yeah.
the gun range, or what is
Yeah.
it called? It's like a gun competition, right?
Yeah,
Or something
at the
like that.
range, at the
Well, the range, you just like put up a target and shoot at it. This one is like more target practice
Yeah.
where you're walking around, you got
It's like
things
a
you gotta
gun
reload
obstacle
the others.
course.
Yeah. That's probably the closest. That's a good. Nice job, dude. Pulling this shit out of thin air over here.
yeah, we're working hard.
Got a golden apple.
We're podcasting.
We're trying. All right, let's get this down. 45 minutes. Let's go.
So neo-noir films. So then the noir films were in the 40s and 50s that I already described, and they were black and white. And I looked up a list of like top 100 best noir films of all time.
100. Holy. You're gonna narrow that down for us.
No, I just watched a couple of them. I watched like 2 or 3 of the in the top 10 just randomly. Kind of boring, dude. Didn't like them. I think Casablanca's are like a really good black and white film,
Sure.
but everything else.
You
is-
mentioned that movie to me a couple times recently.
Yeah.
Is that something that you're
It was-
wanting to talk about?
maybe sometime because it was like Casablanca is known as like the greatest movie of all time.
Greatest movie.
Yeah, and I mean it's on a lot of lists as the best movie of all time,
Wow.
and it's a good movie. It's
Yeah.
really really good and it holds up.
I saw it for the first time a couple years ago. So
Yeah, I saw it in theaters actually, like originally.
Enzian.
No,
Originally, yeah. Hi, Michael. I'm 70 years old. How are you?
I look good for my age. But now NeoNoir, which is the new noir films, I think there was a film that came out that I watched and thought was interesting, but it wasn't a good movie in my opinion. Was it's like Welcome to Chinatown, or it's like Chinatown. Everyone knows what it is except for you. It's got the guy from The Shining, Jack Nicholson.
Okay.
He plays a detective
Is
in
that
LA.
just his most iconic role? You just try to think of his face, and you're like, "What have I seen him in?" Oh yeah, his head between some wooden boards.
Yeah.
What movie is that? Oh yeah, Jack
Well,
Nicholson.
Jack Nicholson's kind of like Marlon Brando. He's like the old school like guy who's been in every movie for the past 40 years.
How long do you think his credits are?
He's done. His career?
Yeah.
It's
Hey,
spanned,
he's obviously not gonna do any more AAA movies, but
no, it's over.
I mean maybe
He's spanned like 50 years.
50 films.
Yeah, something like that. I mean, he's got tons of films.
I think it's more than 50.
Yeah, who knows? But John Wick 3 was dude, it was directed by a Chad.
I'm just gonna let that one hang for a while.
Dude, a Chad. He's a stunt double. Same director for all 3 movies. His name is literally Chad. Chad Stahelski.
Stutter.
Stahelski.
We're probably still butchering that. We're sorry, Chad.
Oh, get a fucking name I could say.
Like
This is Hollywood, dude. Yeah, like Kuhlman.
Yeah, you gonna when you become famous and you need a recognizable name in Hollywood, would you change it to actual cool man so people would get it? Maybe with a K.
No.
Kuhlman.
No.
Koolmen. Kuhlman.
No. That sounds like a pack of cigarettes. Kuhlman.
You're right.
Lights. Which is also a very noir theme.
Lights.
So, I really like neo-noir films, but I don't think noir films as much.
I wouldn't say this has like. It definitely is a nod to noir, but it's not like necessarily a noir like Blade Runner and Sin City.
Okay, because it's...
Because it's so action oriented and there's so much emphasis on kind of just like highlighting Keanu's ability to do what he does in this movie. Like, how precise he is with reloading a gun, the realistic, how they do him shooting people in the back of the head, and the dog's interaction, the whole scene
so
in
clear.
Morocco, even when he's just on camera and he just has to stand there being all stoic.
He's got a mood to him.
Yeah.
Like, every scene that he's in is just... He's in that nice suit that's totally, like, tattered. He's got the long hair.
I feel like he deserves so much more credit for this movie because when people like take on a role, and I have no experience obviously ever being an actor of any sort, except on this show. I act like I know what I'm talking about all the time. Pure bullshit coming out. Oh, there's the smile. He knows it. I'm not afraid to admit it. I'm a dumbass.
You're not a dumbass.
Pretty dumb.
I
Anyway,
don't think you're dumb.
thanks. Quote of the day.
That's my compliment for you today. Check back tomorrow. We'll see what
I
else
get
I say.
one.
You get one per day.
And this one's live. Yes. Train of thought.
Keanu Reeves as an actor.
Oh yeah. Obviously, I don't have any experience, but I feel like it's hard for actors to separate sometimes their character that they've been developing for a while,
Sure.
and then when they show up on set and leaving set and their normal life. So, looking around Hollywood, walking around wherever you are, wherever you're on location sighting or somewhere outside, the fact that he can still be Keanu Reeves as like the nice actor,
Sure.
benevolent person, solid advice, never rude to fans, or I shouldn't say never. Everyone has their limit.
He
but,
definitely doesn't have that reputation. It's never been.
well, in this movie, he's like a hard ass
Yeah.
and angry.
He's vengeful.
Yeah, vengeful. So that gives you a not negative connotation, but he still
He's
is
got a lot
capable
of negative
of
energy coming out. Yeah.
is being like hyper that way on the set, and then when he's not on set and doesn't have to be in
He's very
character,
zen,
he's
dude.
able to switch in and out, and it seems very easily for him. So
Dude, I watched a video on his interview style that people say, look how introverts like Keanu Reeves can take compliments and how he deals with them. Because he's an introvert and he's kind of like he's just not a big grand speaker. He's not about like saying stuff for about himself or whatever. He directs it to other people. He takes in the compliment and he goes, well, the cast and crew were awesome and I love my assistant.
Very
and I want to
humble.
thank everyone. And that's how he takes compliments because he's not good at like taking it
he's
himself.
like,
Yeah.
thanks, like other people are. More conceited probably. And he also has experience maybe now after it's been 20 plus years of the Matrix, and he was doing stuff before that too, so you get to a certain level of like popularity.
So I
and-
heard about
Go
Keanu
ahead,
Reeves
interrupt me.
is
That's
that-
all right. I'll
I'm
take my
sorry.
coffee.
I heard that
You're not sorry.
I'm a little sorry. I don't want you to be interrupted. I just want to say. So
You gotta chime in if you. Now you know my struggle.
my bad. I'll finish my interruption and then you can
I'll interrupt
finish
you.
your thought. If it's good, yeah.
Interruptception.
Nice. Chad Stahelski, the guy who directed all 3 John Wicks, was his stunt double in The Matrix, and then he was in the like Keanu like worked out some sort of deal where he got like the revenue proceeds or whatever, a percentage of sales or whatever for the Matrix and all 3 movies. That set him up for success for like millions and millions and millions of dollars. So literally every movie he's chosen since then has been
whatever
his
he
choice.
wants. Yeah.
So
He gets to curate exactly what he wants to do. There's no pressure to be like,
he can say no.
I got to put bread on the table. Nope. I got bread for 100 years. I can.
They call that "fuck you" money in the business.
It's true.
What was your thought? I'm sorry.
I don't remember.
It's gone.
It's okay. It wasn't important. Doesn't have any bearing on John Wick 3. Parabellum. Do we have to keep including? Can we just say?
So Chad is famous for, he was Bruce Lee's stunt double, and in The Crow. You ever seen that movie?
The Crow with
Bruce Lee's son.
No. What's Bruce Lee's son's name?
It's like John Lee.
That sounds about right. But that also sounds like director.
There's Jet Li. I don't know what you're thinking of.
No, I just thought you were trying to think of his son. His name of the son.
No, it's just John Lee.
Oh, okay.
So John Lee was in The Crow. He's, and like an accident happened, and he got killed on set. Yeah.
A helicopter thing? No, that's
No,
different.
it's not a helicopter thing. It was a gun. Someone put the wrong gun in, and they thought it was like dead ammo or something, and it was live rounds, and he got shot and killed on set. So they had to finish the movie. They were almost done with filming. This guy actually stepped in and filmed as his stunt double for a couple scenes, and they finished The Crow, the movie, which went on to be kind of known as a classic.
Okay.
I mean, I've seen it, but it really hasn't stayed in the consciousness or whatever.
Right.
Like most people don't know The Crow.
Yeah. I mean, I don't recognize it by name alone, so.
Yeah. So that's his history. I mean, he's an interesting guy, and this is his first 3 movies he's ever directed.
Wow.
Right?
Yeah, you sign on with John Wick, it's like a golden ticket. You get his, every director is asking him to star in their movie, and if they say yes, all right, we don't have to do anything else. We're good.
Yeah.
John Wick's here.
He was an assistant director on a second unit director for Captain America: Civil War.
Okay, another one of your favorites.
Yeah, it was a good movie.
Yeah.
So whatever direction he had to say in it, maybe he brought it to John Wick.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I was interested reading about this director. It's like you never hear about that. Some guy who just hits it out of the ballpark with like 3 awesome action movies, and he's a stunt double. He's a stunt coordinator. He's like in there, like showing everybody how to do all the stunts and everything. Like as a director, just on set.
Right.
That's why it's so good.
Right.
It's because it takes.
He has so much like more experience, and he probably expects more too. Like that's probably why. I wonder which one Keanu fell here.
Keanu John Wick.
Yeah, Keanu Wick. God
Keanu
damn it.
Wick.
I wonder if he forced himself to go do that type of training, or did he feel a little bit of pressure in that this is what I have to do for this movie because of all the experience that the director had? And I'm sure
They're probably just good friends. They probably just like how.
Yeah.
Like they're just good business partners. Like in terms of like, hey, I'm thinking about making a movie. You want to star in it? And Keanu Reeves was like, sure, I'll get in some shape. Let's do this thing. Reads the script, likes it. All right, I got you. Here's the budget. Let's get me fit. Let's get me trained. How do you want me to act? And it's a beautiful thing.
That's true. They probably are very good friends if he's your stunt double.
Yeah.
On Matrix, I guess.
How could you not be friends with Keanu?
Maybe you don't like brunettes.
Dude, you gotta give up all your. He's just an awesome guy. It's kind of like you.
Oh, thanks, dude. 2 compliments.
How could you not be friends with Corey?
Is that one for tomorrow too?
Yeah, you don't get one tomorrow. Halle Berry said that she broke 3 ribs.
Hallelujah.
She broke 3 ribs during rehearsal.
Damn. Obviously during her scenes where she's with her dogs and stuff.
Probably. In Morocco.
Yeah. Well, in the scene in Morocco. I guess they probably filmed on location in Morocco as well. Maybe no, there's no other scene where she's in the movie except that. So
I think she was only in Casablanca.
yeah, she didn't go anywhere else with him, and she wasn't doing anything dangerous
Pretty
while
minor
she was
character,
in her
to
house.
be honest.
Oh,
Major
yeah.
actress.
Maybe that's what she wants. She's got fuck you money too, probably. So
Dude,
she's
she
like,
definitely.
"Ah,
Halle Berry.
20 minutes in this movie, easy. How
Is
much do I
she-
get paid?
She's an Academy Award winner.
I get to work with
think.
John Wick. What?
John Wick 4 is set for May 21, 2021.
Delayed.
Delayed.
Girl.
I didn't read anything about it being delayed, but
Well, we're making that call
Dude.
right now.
what are they going to do with movies that like are set to be released in 2020 that they're all delaying for another date? How are they going to compete with other movies that are
I think a majority of most movies' production is
just getting delayed?
getting delayed. So it just literally puts a pause on almost everything, unless you're gonna power through and I wonder whose discretion it is. Like obviously, if you're filming in a different location and they don't have as strict travel laws or curfews or whatever
Yeah.
to keep
But
inside,
people aren't going
can
to be
you?
working during it, right?
I wouldn't doubt someone out there is still making their movie right now. But obviously it's not going to be something that's like huge because you have so big companies have so much responsibility to the people that they hire and the laws, and they can get in trouble for blah 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 blah. So
Yeah.
it's probably just like little small indie things that are like, there's no coronavirus in Madagascar, we can keep filming.
Maybe.
That type of thing.
Dude, it's gonna be interesting.
It's kind of nice. You get a break to catch up on everything else.
Yeah.
What we say in the first couple of episodes, it's like thousands, hundreds of movies each year. Just can't keep up.
It's an infinite amount if you think about it.
Yeah.
Because they're making more than you have hours in the day.
Yeah. Well, I wouldn't go that far. If I
If I
think
watched a movie every waking hour, there's no way I'd catch up to all the movies that have been made.
you would,
There's no way.
it would take you a few years,
No, because they keep making them, dude.
but you'd catch up. I don't think it's infinite.
I don't think so. There's a Louis C.K. joke in here. So, if you took a baby,
Chop it up, give it to both parents.
I don't think that was the joke. That's somehow not as bad as what he said, though.
Whoa!
Yeah.
Oh, you can't say what he said, huh?
Oh no, I'm
Too
not,
small
no.
to cancel.
No,
Too
he's
small to fail.
He's canceled, by the way,
Oh yeah.
but he'll be back. So he's semi-canceled.
Thought
He's
he was-
taking a break.
I thought he was still doing
Yeah, he is.
stand up.
He is.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
He'll come back. People will forget about it, as we do.
As we do.
Life's
His thing
a
wasn't,
cycle.
wasn't that bad. But that subject's boring. John Wick. Dude, there's a mood this movie reminds me of, and it's present in all three of them, but probably more so in this one than the third one. There's like early 2000s, like Depeche Mode, clubbing, like very dark theme. There's just like almost like I really like those retro, what's it called? Vaporwave. You know those type of that music.
Reddit/r/vaporwave.
Vaporwave. So vaporwave music, it's like this whole aesthetic that came out like, and it's over. I mean, it lasted for a year.
70s.
No, I'm talking. This was a trend in music for a certain offshoot of EDM, like electronic music, that a bunch of DJs, like 6 of them, got together and made a couple vaporwave albums, and it's like nostalgia in the 90s, and yeah, it's like the 90s for a future that never happened. So they've got 90s like Adidas, or like, you know, those running shoes, those track shoe.
Jumpsuits.
Yeah,
Styles of cars. Styles of
it's like hotel, like,
neon lights.
yeah, neon lights, a lot of pink
Mm-hmm.
and
A lot of
teal.
pastels.
Yeah, Miami Vice, Miami Beach. I actually went to Miami a couple weekends ago, and just being out there and just the evening, I just listened to a couple vaporwave playlists. It's just a perfect place for it.
That's definitely the ambiance this movie was going for in their
Yeah.
like non-combat situations. You know, because when they're in New York,
It's New York.
on the
It's
consecrated,
it's New York. Yeah, it's very.
but even
New
in
York.
Morocco when he's in,
Yes.
is it Morocco
It's
or is it this?
Casablanca.
No, yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
I'm thinking the other. Maybe it's John Wick 2 where he fights, where he's shooting at people in like a club No, it's in
That was,
Morocco.
that was in the first one. The first one was like had a scene like that,
where he's in the club,
where it's
right?
in a bathhouse, like a Russian bathhouse.
Yeah. Well, this one too. This one he's like in a
This one was a dance club.
like a dance club,
Yeah.
Casablanca style, where it's like open air, and you got this huge mansion that you just have
Yeah.
these. But
That was this one.
that type of like location is definitely what they want you to see as this is the assassin world. I don't even know what it's called. The
Yeah, it's like a hidden world.
the underworld's night life.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely like downtown Miami.
It very like almost vampire feel.
Mm-hmm.
Like a bunch of these hidden assassins that are different than mortals that
Throwback to Blade, to
Yeah.
Matrix,
Yep.
to Blade Runner.
exactly this is
Yeah.
it's exactly what you're describing is the mood I'm talking about with.
Yeah.
And that's what Depeche Mode. It's like this like they're playing a certain type of music that's it's like dance music, but it's clubbing and it's supposed to be at night.
It's a mix of punk in there too,
Yeah.
because you got like really eccentric people with like weird
Yeah.
costumes and
Alternative.
makeup. And, yeah.
Yep. Yeah. I read a series called by Neil Gaiman, who did American Gods, which is another great series that they made. Based
Gotta
on
get
his
stars.
book. Good stars. Give stars?
Got to get stars with a Z.
I would get. Oh, I would give it a lot of stars. I don't know if you're asking me.
No, you got to get the subscription to Stars so you can watch American Gods.
Yeah. That was a stretch. I didn't even. I'm right next to you. I didn't know what you were meaning. But no, Neil Gaiman, he wrote a series called Sandman, and Sandman is like a comic book series from the 90s, very dark as well.
Using it as a book stand, aren't we? Yep.
Yeah, it's right there, and then the second part's down there.
You're lying. It's up there. Can you get to it easily enough? Don't drop the water and the wallet.
almost did both.
Look at that fat boy. Damn boy. What's the TikTok?
Damn, boy, he thick.
He thick. Boy, he thick.
And so this is an omnibus. It's like, I hope we don't have like a super graphic thing. Whatever comes up, comes up.
Cancel.
I literally I
Blur
can't
it
see
out.
it.
Just
blur
blur
it.
it
Just
out.
blur it. This series is phenomenal. Very dark. Keeps the same themes.
We'll watch it
Sandman.
back. We'll watch it back and post and make sure nothing. It's not close enough. Yeah.
And this is a big. I mean, this is a big thing. Here's an iPhone.
For some reference.
All right.
Nice. Oh,
Oops. We only screwed it up a little bit. That's what you get now.
I love it.
And so that's really the point I wanted to hit on, like, this movie and why it's such a good movie. Beyond the obvious, like, good action and the stunt.
Bang
all that-
bang.
everyone talks about that. Everyone knows John Wick is that type of movie. But there's something else about it, and that's what I loved about it.
Yeah. Something special about like this type of movie where there's probably been a shitload of like, we tried this, it's not gonna work, we may not have the budget, or there's whatever restriction it may be that keeps directors from making a quality action movie like this.
Yeah.
But when you have Keanu and you have not Chad.
Yeah.
Chad is the choreographer, or
He's
is
the
the director?
director. But he's the stunt coordinator.
Right. So he's like the captain of this team, so he knows what he needs to go get quality people to
Yeah.
train Keanu to be on the set with him. Like every victim, well, I say victim, but yeah, I guess every victim of John Wick
Yeah.
in the movie, like those are doubles, or those are stunt people too. They has to look really good. And so is John Wick in, like he'll say, his supporting actors and stunt doubles and all those people that were doing those things helped him look so good. Because if you just have like stupid people that are dying, you know, how many times do you watch a review of a movie and people are making fun of like things that you don't normally see? So someone will be like, bang, 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 and then everyone will like kind of just like fall over or whatever. You know, there's really bad.
Yeah.
There's a famous one where someone like gets hit with an
It's the
arrow
shit-
and then
it's the shit that Austin Powers makes fun of.
yeah.
You know?
To a nth degree.
Yeah.
But all those people make him look better. So it's just the quality bleeds through in all the different in the good areas. So.
Do you think this movie ever suffers from trying to be too badass syndrome? Like sometimes action movies they're funny because they're just trying to make the character like this super badass when
I don't know, maybe
trying
because
too hard.
maybe because this movie made people laugh. Like there was lines delivered by X and Y. His leader of who's the manager
Morpheus?
of the Continental. No.
We're calling everybody by their most famous movie role.
You'll recognize them in no time.
Yeah.
He's from American Gods. You've never seen that before?
Oh yes, I have. I watched both seasons.
Okay. What's his name?
Mr. Wednesday.
Mr. Wednesday.
That's his name in the.
Yep.
That's his name in American Gods.
And the other guy's from Frost something. It's a TV show where they like go back. It's like paranormal shit with the black guy. Isn't he from Spartacus too?
He's in lots of stuff, and he's always plays like an interesting character.
Oh yeah, I love him so much.
Yeah.
Everything he does is like very quality. It's not like half-assed. So he's also just another reason that this movie shines, because you just have quality people.
Yeah.
So in these non-action scenes where you see him as he's just like the doorman or the concierge, or he's taking it seriously, he's like adding something to it, or he'll do like a quick little quip that makes you laugh.
Yeah.
And so you're not laughing at the movie because it's ridiculous, you're laughing at the movie because it's making you laugh. So you're less likely to laugh at things that are not supposed to be comedic, and people find them comedic because they can't take the movie seriously.
Because they add in those lines where it's sort of laughing at itself, you don't take the movie as like overly serious. And so you're not like laughing at it, thinking like, oh look, this movie thinks they're so badass and look how silly they're.
Spoiler.
Okay, yeah.
Parabellum 3. John Wick 3 Parabellum. John Wick 3 JW3P. JW3P. It's the acronym we're going to give it. Anyway. Final scene. They have their first encounter with the High Table's elite squad.
Adjudicator? Or
no,
the guys
the squads.
that come in,
yeah, the guys that come in and try to take over the now vapor-waved Continental, because they throw up the elemental or the neon lights.
Yeah.
And
the cloud machine.
And the cloud. What?
There's cloud machines. They have cloud. Like there's for some reason there's like smoke grenades going off.
Oh no, those were smoke grenades, not cloud machines. Remember in the beginning?
Pretty sure in the filming it they used cloud machines. Corey.
Remember they threw in the grenades and it just went poof, and then it was cloudy in there. It was a smoke grenades.
Yeah. And the neon lights. What about them?
So they have their first encounter and they shoot them all and they run out of ammo. And you see John Wick walk back into the safe or whatever to reload to get more. He's like, I need more ammo. Yeah. And then the door opens behind him and what's his name walks in, and you just have like a moment where John like turns to him and looks at him, and he just like walks by, doesn't say anything. He's gonna do the same thing, and he just goes to the straight like shotgun. Like that's natural. I don't know what to call it. I don't have a title for it.
Combat. What like?
No, it makes you laugh because of just how they like scripted that scene.
Sure.
Where it's meant to make you smile and be like, oh, John knows why. It's funny that the other guy had to come in for a reload too, because it's not just John who's struggling. It's like, oh, these other guy, and he's alone. All his
like, dude, we're having a hard time. Yeah, this is fucking difficult. Like, we gotta shoot lots of people.
He's like taking off his jacket. He's like taking it seriously. Loosens his ties. Like, oh, we're gonna get this fucking 12 gauge shotgun. Yeah. Here we go.
Yeah, it's almost. I think.
But there's not a joke said. There's not.
No.
There's nothing funny on screen. It's literally just how these actors in a semi-serious scene, like they're about to die.
It's a ridiculous scene, and we're laughing with the characters, going, "Can you believe this?" Like, what was I gonna say? There's something that viewers like when people are really good at their job and they're showing it on screen.
Yeah.
So John Wick totally is a badass at his job of killing people, and
he's the best.
He's the best, and he gets beat up all the time. I mean, he
falls off a building.
Yeah, and like
there's footage. There's so much footage. If any of you guys are interested, YouTube, go in there and
watch exactly the stuff you're talking about.
Watch John Wick's like the real stunts that he has to do in order to like do this movie, like falling off the Continental when Those fuckers push him off.
Yeah.
They-
They actually like filmed him falling,
Yeah.
and then they CGI'd him like
Hitting the ground on the
Hitting-
bottom.
yep.
Yeah. Spoiler for the
yeah. I mean,
spoiler for the stunt double video. You don't have to go watch it anymore. We just explained it for you.
it's still cool to watch,
Yeah.
kind of behind the scenes. Yeah. What else? With him, I was gonna say something. He's just really good at what he does. Oh, the movie opens up like the first action scene that occurs. So it's kind of funny because I mentioned this to you. This movie opens up with not much happening. There's some world development, and it takes place like right after the second one ends.
Literally, you could like binge all 3 of these movies, and you would not need any
You
like.
lose no continuity.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just going straight from the end of 2 to
Right.
3. But it's him running around. I mean, it's like for the first 15 minutes, there's not much happening. And in the first action scene that occurs, John Wick gets stabbed right in the shoulder by this huge giant guy. And he's getting beat up. He's getting like... I was
beating
like,
the shit out of this guy with a book.
There's no
How
way...
more badass is that?
It was badass, but I was like, there's no way he's going to survive this entire movie. And it
Spoiler.
kept me in.
He
Spoiler,
does.
he dies. Just kidding. Go watch the movie. You all have seen it. That's everything.
That's all you got?
Yeah.
That's all I got. Great movie. What is it?
It's like
Give
a
it up,
5 out
give
of
it
5, 6 out of 5.
6 out of 5.
Yeah. I could watch this movie over and over and over and over again. I love it. It's amazing.
I give it 9 out of 10.
Yeah.
One of the best.
I think
One
it's the
of-
best in the series too.
Yep. One of his best movies as well.
Reloading. I like when they show in the middle of an action scene, they're shooting people, and then it shows them reloading. And part of that reloading is like a pause in the tension, or it's a pause in the action, and we slow down, but the tension is still there. And he's just reloading stuff.
I think gamers, people who have experience with
Yes.
guns, those people will appreciate those scenes way more than everyone else. Like most people, and this is kind of like one of the downfalls of Hollywood, is they can just do whatever they want. Like we'll have this gun with
In between edits. Yeah.
we'll have this gun with no extended clip, no looking like it has a lot of ammo, but you never see the person reload, and they fire 100 shots.
Yep.
And they always happen to have one last bullet for the last scene. But in this one, they took the time, again, attention to detail, and especially in
Yeah.
something like this where you want it, you want that exactness, and it again adds more layers to how enjoyable it is for someone like you and someone who will appreciate it. Is like, we're gonna show those reloads, we're gonna show that this is realistic, that he just doesn't take out this whole room with one AK and no reload.
It hits so many different, like, checks so many different boxes, because it's also like we're seeing Keanu Reeves' face, so he's the one doing it, reloading this really complicated gun, and then going back and shooting someone, and it's super clear, and the stunt doubles, like, they fall just the right way that it looks realistic, but it's also satisfying, and the light from the scene and the way they angled the shot, so they show you it very clearly, and it's not like a huge action movie with buildings getting destroyed, or like Marvel or
Right.
people always criticize Batman v Superman. It's like literally the whole city
It's right
is
here
being razed
within this distance.
Yes.
Most of the badass scenes happen.
And it's almost all inside.
Yep.
And then they change it on us, so we're not bored. I mean, it's like they'll do a motorcycle chase scene with horses, and then they'll have
That motorcycle part would say I'd be its biggest.
that was the worst part of the movie. Yeah. Or,
Yeah,
maybe,
which is
yeah.
odd because that's probably where a lot of people really enjoyed that.
It was the most
lesser-
actiony scene.
You lesser-minded people probably enjoyed that motorcycle.
Whatever. It's not,
I'm just kidding. It's just that's the part that I would say you were like, do you ever feel this movie goes over the top? And I think the motorcycle scene was probably its
because it was like an infinitely long
chink
bridge.
in armor. Yeah.
It's like
No, they did a
stupid.
YouTube. They did a U-turn.
I
on
know,
YouTube.
but even then, it was like you have to do a U-turn because I'm not buying this right now.
You have to do a U-turn because we didn't rent that much space on this bridge, so we got to turn around, guys.
What was this like filmed during coronavirus? Because like there's
No,
no
no.
cars. Like there's no, what? How are you not gonna have cars?
It was at midnight, dude.
It's New York City.
That's true. City that never sleeps. Well, you noticed
That's
that
Miami.
all the cars could pull up right to the front of the curb of the Continental. There was no street traffic at any point.
Yeah.
No one noticed when he fell off the building.
Yeah.
He got picked up by a homeless guy. That's the only thing that's that's normal about New York City is that all the homeless people,
Yeah.
the little workers for the what is his name? Morpheus.
Morpheus. Yeah.
Robber of the Rich.
Rat King or something.
Rat
They
King.
call him the
Yeah.
Trash King or something like that. Likes his pigeons. Gets cut.
John Wick 4. Can't wait.
Can't wait.
Hyped.
Hype.
When you watched John Wick 1, did you ever think there would be a 2 and 3?
I watched the first one. I was like, this is an awesome action movie. I probably gave it like a 4 out of 5, and
Okay.
I thought, that's something different. And then they kept going, and I'm happier and happier with everyone that they come out with, and I really like where the series is going.
Yep.
I
We watched
love-
John
I
Wick
love this
2
guy.
recently too, didn't we?
I haven't seen it recently. No.
I thought we watched it like at the beginning of the
No,
year.
maybe you and I watched it, and then we went to go see 3 in theaters, and 3 came out May 17th of last year.
That might be true. Time flies, because that would be if we watched 2 before we went to see this. It's almost a year, so
Yeah.
busted.
Busted. I was gonna say another thing, just as things keep popping in my brain.
Oh, by the way, it's our 6-month anniversary.
Yeah.
So I
Tell
got
them
you.
about the giveaway.
I got you something. No, this isn't for them. This is for you. Happy
Guys,
6-month
if you-
anniversary.
We are trying to give away Assassin's Creed Origins. Nobody's watching this far. This is like literally not worth saying, so I'll make this short. This is our ad read, okay? So we're trying to give away
45 minutes.
Assassin's Creed Origins. We've got a code here. It's
We're
a
not
promo
going to
code.
show you. Don't show them.
I'm covering it. I'm
Okay.
covering it.
It's upside down though.
Might as well just show it. Whoever gets it gets it. So if you leave us a comment, tell us one thing you hated about this show, and we'll give you a free.
Give us some constructive criticism. Don't be hateful.
No.
You said one thing you hate.
No,
Don't be
one thing you
hateful
hate.
though. That's hateful.
Be hateful, because then more people are likely to.
Constructive criticism.
Okay, yeah, you're right.
Be nice. I'm easily hurt. Can't you tell by Michael's insults? I mean Kuhlman's insults.
What else was I gonna say about this movie? Oh, well, I used to play World of Darkness with my friends,
The role-playing game.
which is like Dungeons and Dragons. We did it before, like when we were young enough, so that we didn't think it was like uncool.
It's still not.
It's still not that cool, but we did. I mean,
It is cool.
We did it when we were like,
Nerds are in.
they are in, but anyway, I don't have to justify myself to you. It was like 11 years old, 12 years old, 13 years old. Me and my friends, my neighbors across the street, I would play World of Darkness with them. And that was all about you're like a vampire or a werewolf or a mortal. It was very noir. Takes place.
Demigod.
No,
No, it was all.
you're just a character in this world, and the whole thing is that there's a other side of the veil,
It's like a Cthulhu thing, right?
A Cthulhu thing?
Yeah.
No.
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 Oh, okay.
There it is. And we would do character sheets, and this movie feels like it takes place in the World of Darkness.
Okay.
So that's kind of a cool little element of you sit around with your friends, you tell stories, you play a game, you roll dice, you interact, you have fun, you talk about your characters while you're sleeping over at your friend's house. You wake up, you watch some cartoons, talk about the characters, you go downstairs. We had this pool table. We'd take all the pool balls and pool cues off of that. We'd sit there. My friend would sit across, and he would be the dungeon master. It'd be the game master. I think they call it the storyteller. And he would tell us stories, and he'd set up environments, bosses that we had to shoot and kill, and mysteries we had to solve. And he would have he would set the mood, and we would
Ooh, what kind of mood?
like. It was very you're making fun, but it was very
I'm not
dark.
making fun. I was genuinely curious
He would
for our
play-
audience as well.
He was really into anime, so he would play anime soundtracks. But this was like we didn't
Like
have
Final Fantasy
speakers.
type shit.
Final Fantasy, dark stuff, a lot of Final Fantasy 7 orchestra, and he'd have us do mysteries. We were watching The Dark Knight. This was like late 2000s, and that was a good time growing up. And anything that reminds me of that, I'm always like,
You got a little soft spot in your heart for
I
it.
just love it. And now I think a lot of people had an experience similar to mine, that media and movies and music, and like as I'm going through my 20s, and it's stuff is coming out that sort of hits that thing that I grew up with. So I think people in their 40s and 50s have some 80s nostalgia, and Stranger Things really hits that for them.
Right.
And people are kind of doing that with noir or supernatural stuff.
Yeah,
And
like there's a lot of shows on Netflix that are that time period
Exactly.
too. where it's
Ozark is exactly
starting
like
to get
that.
real pop.
Ozark, in terms of what I mean by it, is it hits all that too because it's crime, dark.
I was thinking like time period more. Sorry,
Yeah.
that's why I was. Yeah.
So that's. I think I said everything I want to say about John Wick, and
I
thanks
fucking
for,
hope so,
thanks for
because
listening.
no one's watching us anywhere.
It's okay. I
No
wanted
one's
for
made it this far.
documented
But
evidence.
if you have, look forward to the rest of our episodes. We got, like we said, plenty of episodes left in this corona. If we don't see you guys again, it was a pleasure. I had a fever, and that was just, it was my time.
Stay inside, wash your hands.
I'm a statistic now. Remember me in
Rest in peace, Corey.
my, will I look back in 10 years and,
Remember you?
yeah, and be like, the world lost a great icon in podcast
You
world.
want to talk about the fact you had a birthday, or you don't care? Corey turned 30.
That's why I didn't care.
All right, I care.
Didn't want people to know.
I got you something for your birthday. I got you the Art of Horizon Zero Dawn.
Badass.
Yeah, which is one of your favorite video games that's come out in the past. I mean, probably ever, but the past
Not ever.
couple years.
Halo will always have that tug.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was cool. Thank you.
I love you, buddy.
I like you too.
Thanks. I'll take it.
That's your compliment for today. I like you.
You'll do.
Yeah, that'll do, pig. That'll do.
That'll do, pig. All right. We're
Thanks,
out.
guys. See you next
Yep.
time.
And Corey loves me.
You.
You guys all shut up, because you shut up too, because you're the worst one. If the mics weren't on, if the cameras weren't on, I'd be like, I love you too, buddy. You give me a big hug, and you'd rub my head.
This is public space. I can't say things that I really mean.
Yes, you can. This is a safe space.
Anal.